Yo, what is up, guys? I am finally back after a 2 week layoff. It has been a while since I posted my last video. Yeah, so I am finally back here doing a full card prediction for Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva. This card is actually going to be pretty good. A lot of people are thinking Uriah Hall is going to go out there and dominate Anderson Silva in his final fight. Um, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Now, UFC Fight Night Hall versus Silva has 11 fights on it right now. A lot of different fights got canceled. A lot of different fights got replaced with other guys. For the first fight of the night, we have Miles John versus Kevin Natividad. This fight's pretty close. Miles John is coming in here as a minus 160 slight favorite. Kevin Natividad plus 135. Now, Miles John just got his first ever loss to Mario Bastuda, but he did get a win on the Contender Series by unanimous decision, and then a very close win against Cole Smith by split decision. Then got that loss. Kevin Natividad, a little bit different. He's actually coming from the LFA, where he was actually undefeated in the promotion with a first round KO, a unanimous decision, a split decision, and a second round KO. All of that getting him a shot in the UFC against Miles Johns. Now, Miles Johns did lose his last fight to Mario Basua by flying knee and ground and pound. Now, if that fight had gone all the way, I do think that Miles Johns would have probably won that fight if he did not get literally flying knee to the face. I do think this is a little bit of a step down from his last couple of fights for Miles Johns, so I do think Miles Johns is going to win this fight. Probably by decision. Natividad's best way to win this fight is by KO. But I do think this fight's going to go all the way, and if it does, Miles Johns is definitely the guy I'm picking to win that one. The next fight we have right here, it is a light heavyweight bout. I actually like this fight very much. We have Dustin Jacoby versus Justin Ledet. Now, Dustin Jacoby is currently coming in here as a minus 370 favorite, a huge favorite to win this one. Justin Ledet plus 285, moderate underdog. He's 9-3. Dustin Jacoby is 12-5. They're both pretty similar ages. Dustin Jacoby's a little bit older at 32.5. Justin Ledet is 32 years old. This fight is going to be pretty good, but I do think this fight's going to end as a KO. I mean, Justin Ledet is on a 3-fight losing streak. I mean, they were against very good fighters. He did get 3 wins at the beginning of his career against Chase Herman, Mark Godebert, and Azuna Anwayu. All of those by decision and first-round rear naked choke inside the UFC. But then recently, he had a 3-fight losing streak against good competition in Alexander Rakic by unanimous decision. First-round heel hook and spinning back fist KO by Johnny Walker. And then most recently, back in January against Alexa Kamora by unanimous decision. I do think Dustin Jacoby is going to go out there and get a knockout in this one. I really wouldn't be surprised if the knockout came in the first round. But I do think he's going to land that powerful punch in the second round, and that's my prediction. Dustin Jacoby by KO in the second round. Now, for our next fight, we have Jason Whit versus Cole Williams. This fight is going to be pretty good. Jason Whit, he did get a 3-fight win streak with a third-round rear naked choke inside the LFA, a unanimous decision, and then one more win, actually, also by unanimous decision. All of that getting him a shot inside the UFC against a very good welterweight guy in Takashi Sato, who is currently a top 60 welterweight, right now. Now, he's definitely facing someone a lot worse than Takashi Sato, this time in Cole Williams. Cole Williams also lost his last fight. He came in with a nice, 7-fight win streak, I think. 9-fight win streak with a lot of submissions, a lot of KOs in that time, a lot of decisions as well. But he did go inside the UFC and fought an absolute beast in Claudio Silva. He lost that fight by submission. I mean, Claudio Silva is a 43 ranked welterweight fighter in the world. He's a very good fighter. He lost that one by neck crank. Now, this is a very close fight, as I said before. Jason Whit is currently 5'10" tall, 70-inch reach. Cole Williams, 6 foot tall, a little bit taller, and 73-inch reach. But I do think Jason Whit is going to get this fight all the way to the end, and I do think he's going to get this first win inside the UFC by unanimous decision. Alright, now our next fight we have, this is a very good prelim bout we have here. Sean Strickland versus Jack Marshman. These guys are pretty good. They're both top 75 welterweights. Sean Strickland is 20-3. Jack Marshman 23-9. Sean Strickland is 29 years old. coming into the UFC as an absolute beast. I'm sorry, he's not coming into the UFC. He has had a pretty rough going inside the UFC. He won his first 2 fights by first round rear naked choke submission, split decision. Lost his next fight to an absolute beast in Santiago Ponzinibbio. Then a unanimous decision win, a third round KO, a split decision win over Tom Breese. Then he ended up losing to current champion Kamaru Usman. Won his next by unanimous decision. Lost his next one after that to Aleksandar Zaleski by first round spinning hook kick KO, and then came back with a second round ground and pound TKO over Nordin Taleb. Honestly, he's had a pretty rough time in the UFC. Still a winning record in the promotion. Jack Marshman, on the other hand, he has had a definite rough time in the UFC. He did do pretty good inside of Cage Warriors with a nice 5-6 fight win streak in that promotion. Got him a shot in the UFC where he got a second round KO over Magnus Kidnablad. Lost his next one to an absolute beast in Thiago Santos by second round wheel kick KO. Won his next by unanimous decision, and then got 2 losses to Antonio Carlos Jr. and Carl Robertson by first round rear naked choke and unanimous decision. Came back with a split decision win over a very, I'm going to keep saying very, because this guy sucks. A split decision win over John Phillips. Look up John Phillips. Look at his last 2 couple of fights. John Phillips absolutely sucks, and he got a split decision win on him, and then lost his next one after that by first round rear naked choke submission to Edmund Shabazian. I'm sorry, Sean Strickland's gonna go out there and get the win by unanimous decision. Alright, for our next fight, it's pretty simple. I did get my prediction wrong for this guy last time in Adrian Yanez. He was fighting on the Contender Series against Brady Huang. I actually thought he was going to lose that fight by decision. Brady Huang, he ended up getting knocked out in the first round by Adrian Yanez. Adrian Yanez, absolute beast. He is fighting Victor Rodriguez. He was actually supposed to fight, I think, Aaron Phillips, who I did think he was going to win as well in that fight. But now on a 2-day notice, I think 3-day notice or something, against Victor Rodriguez, this is a pretty easy prediction for me. I do think Adrian Yanez is going to go out there and get a knockout in the very first round. This dude's an absolute beast. First round KO for Adrian Yanez. Now, the next fight we have is a Alexander Hernandez versus Chris Grotchmaker. Now, Alexander Hernandez is a top 15 fighter inside the UFC at lightweight. Chris Grotchmaker, I don't know how to really say his last name. He is a top 100 lightweight in the world. Alexander Hernandez is a huge favorite to win this fight. He is only 28 years old. Chris Grotchmaker is 34 years old. Alexander Hernandez, honestly, his striking is going to be way too much. He could definitely land a good shot in this fight and knock Grotchmaker out. But I think this fight goes all the way. And I have Alexander Hernandez winning this fight by unanimous decision. Now we are on the main card. First fight on the main card is absolutely amazing. I'm absolutely loving it. Bobby Green versus Thiago Moises. Boys, this fight is going to be good. It's either Bobby Green's going to go out there and dominate, or Bobby Green goes out there and dominates until randomly out of nowhere, Thiago Moises latches onto some submission and wins the fight by submission. I don't think he's going to latch onto a submission in this one. Bobby Green, too much experience, going to go out there and win this fight by unanimous decision, getting him one spot closer to that title shot he's been waiting for. He's on a 3-fight win streak. Bobby Green definitely winning this fight by unanimous decision. Next fight we have heavyweight Greg Hardy, Maurice Green. This one's going to be good. Greg Hardy 6-2, Maurice Green 9-4. These guys are pretty identical on the rankings right now. Greg Hardy is 25th at heavyweight right now. Maurice Green 24th. So it's pretty even on there. But in Maurice Green's last fight against a very bad fighter in Gian Villante, he literally almost lost that fight. He was about to lose by decision. And then with a minute and, 15 seconds left in the final round, he got some weird choke from the bottom. Modified choke from the bottom. Something weird like that, and got the submission win over Gian Villante. He lost his fights before that to Sergey Pavlovich and Alexei Oleinik by first round KO and second round armbar. He was about to lose that fight to Gian Villante. And for him to fight Greg Hardy right after that very, very close win over Gian Vellante. I do think Greg Hardy's going to go out there and try to land that knockout in this fight. A lot of people, literally everyone online right now is saying Greg Hardy by KO. I just don't think so. I do think this fight's going to go all the way. I have Greg Hardy winning this fight by unanimous decision. Now we have 3 fights left, and we have Kevin Holland fighting again. This man just wants to keep on fighting. Kevin Holland, guess what he is on the betting odds right now? Guess. Minus 680 favorite. That is a humongous favorite. Charles Ontiveros is a plus 515 heavy underdog. I mean, Kevin Holland was supposed to fight, I think it was... Who's he supposed to fight? Mahmoud Muradov. I still think Kevin Holland would have won that fight as well. But now that he's fighting Charlie Ontiveros, come on, guys. Kevin Holland is going to go out there and do what he does every single time. And I honestly think he's going to land a good shot on this one and get that knockout in the very second round against Charlie Ontiveros. Now, we have 2 more fights left. This co-main event, it's pretty good. We have 2 guys that are just right outside of the top 15 in Bryce Mitchell and Andre Fili. Bryce Mitchell is ranked 18th at featherweight worldwide. Andre Fili ranked 16th at featherweight worldwide. Both of these guys have had really rough careers. Just kidding. Bryce Mitchell absolutely undefeated in his pro MMA career. That's absolutely amazing. If you look at his career so far, he does have 1 loss against Brad Katana. It was on the Ultimate Fighter Season 27, and it didn't really count since it was an exhibition bout, technically. But he did lose the fight. We have to take that into consideration a little bit, because he did lose that by 3rd round rear naked choke submission. Once he got in the UFC, unanimous decision. First round, a twister over Matt Sales, and then a unanimous decision most recently over Charles Rosa. Andre Fili has had a pretty rough time inside the UFC. Pretty up and down. He started in the UFC quite a while ago, actually, back in 2013. Pretty up and down career. He ended up fighting Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez, Calvin Kattar, Michael Johnson, so DQ Silva, but lost to every one of those guys I just mentioned. And recently just got a win over Charles Jourdain by split decision in a very, very close bout. I am sort of leaning towards Bryce Mitchell in this one. I kind of think he's going to go out there and try to get this fight to the ground and go for submission after submission after submission, kind of like Jimmy Flick did in his fight on the Contender Series a couple months ago. I don't think he's going to land a submission in this one. I do think Bryce Mitchell will win this fight, though. And that's my prediction. I have Bryce Mitchell winning this fight by unanimous decision in the co-main event. Now, for the one fight you've all been waiting for, Uriah Hall, Anderson Silva. This one, I don't know if it's going to be a very good fight, or if it's going to be like a respectful fight. Like, if Uriah Hall is going to be respectful, play his distance, not really try to do anything like go out there and try to elbow Anderson Silva on the floor or something like that. I don't think it's going to do that. This fight's going to be kind of a technical striking battle. Uriah Hall can definitely land some shots. We all know that, but I do think Uriah Hall is going to definitely land a knockout shot in this fight. There's no way this fight's going to go to submission. There's no way, this is possible, but I don't think there's a way this fight's going to go all the way unless they try to play a respect game and don't really throw that big of a shots out there. But if Uriah Hall does what he's supposed to do, goes out there and tries to land huge shots in this one, I have Uriah Hall winning this fight by KO in the 3rd round. So yeah, that's my predictions for this UFC Fight Night, Hall versus Silva. I have Miles Johns, Dustin Jacoby, Jason Whit, Sean Strickland, Adrian Yanez, Alexander Hernandez, Bobby Green, Greg Hardy, Kevin Holland, Bryce Mitchell, and Uriah Hall. All of them winning this card. This fight is going to be absolutely amazing. Make sure to check out my next couple of videos. I'm going to be posting every single day, so make sure to subscribe. I'm out of here, y'all.